Hello lovelies. Today I have for you my freshman advice and tips video. This I have worked really hard on, and I know a lot of you guys have gone back to school already, but I haven't. And just a bit of information, I'm going into my junior year of high school, so I can do a sophomore advice video if you would like that too. But I figured I'd start out with freshmen because I know a lot of people are nervous to start high school. The first tip I have is don't buy a binder for each class. Don't be the person with walking around with 6 binders in their arms trying not to drop one of them. Just buy either one big binder or get a homework folder. I like the portfolio types, and get a notebook for each class because that's really all you need. In high school, there are a lot less handouts and more just you taking notes than in middle school. And some tips for the night before is to shower, do your nails, figure out what you're going to wear. Sorry, there's something in my hair. I have so much lint in my hair because I was lying on the floor last night. So, you should shower, do your nails, pick out what you're going to wear. That's my biggest tip for the night before. If you already know what you're going to wear the first day of school, it makes getting ready in the morning so much easier. Like, not even kidding, it takes a lot of the guesswork out and it saves time in the morning. So really just pick out your clothes, do your nails if you want to, shower, please shower. It's kind of disgusting if you don't. And next biggest tip is to meditate. I love meditating because it really calms me down. This helps keep you from getting too nervous. And really, really helpful tip, remember to breathe. It's not that big a deal. It's just high school. It's not like college or something where you're literally paying for all of your classes. It's just high school, just freshman year. It's not that important. Just breathe, let it go, let it be, and just move on with your life. Because really, the first day of school is not like this big, huge deal. Because most schools on the first day, they have orientation. I know my school does, and we get to go like in 2 hours later than normal time. And I love orientation because they feed us, even though the food is crappy. Sometimes it's either really good or really bad. It kind of depends on your school. And my next tip for the first day of school is that there's nothing to be afraid of. There really isn't. It's more about meeting new people, trying to figure out who you want to be friends with, who you are. All of freshman year is like figuring out like what you stand for, what you want to be, and just planning for the rest of your life. Next tip is after the first week of school, nobody really cares if you're a freshman. I mean, like the first week, it's usually the sophomores who pick on the freshmen because they're like, oh, we're not freshmen anymore. Ooh, we get to pick on you. But really, it's not that big of a deal. It's like once you're a senior, that's a big deal because it's your last year, you're going off to college, and you don't have to stay in that crappy town that you are in if you really hate it. If you love your town, it might be a sad thing, but I know I don't like where I live. I can't stand living on the East Coast. I was born on the West Coast in Torrance, California, and I miss home so much. And now I'm getting really off topic, so let's move on. Sorry if I'm looking down a lot. I printed out all my tips so it would be easy to remember. And the next tip is for lunch. Every grade kind of sits together. I know my school has different lunch periods, A, B, or C. I love having lunch A because I get so hungry around like 11 because I eat breakfast at like 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, sorry my voice just went really high. And this video is going to be long and rambly, so I apologize for that too. Lunch is a great time to not only meet people, but to kind of like reinforce the relationships that you had in middle school. And also, it's a chance to make friends with people from other grades. I know most of my friends graduated last year because all my friends are basically seniors. I'm friends with a couple juniors, some sophomores. I know some incoming freshmen. I dated one of them. Didn't end well. Don't date someone if they're like 2 years younger than you. It doesn't really work out that way. Just a little piece of advice. And then on the first day classes, you're going to get your syllabus, which is basically like the expectations for the rest of the year, what you're going to be covering, and sometimes your parents have to sign it, sometimes they don't. If they do, make sure you get it signed. That's a big deal. And on the first day of classes, the only other thing you really do is like playing these stupid little get to know you games. It's like repeating. I hate the name game. I hate it so much. I'm always ending up as Rainbow Rachel because I am bisexual. If you want to unsubscribe to me for that reason, because you're all anti-gay, homophobic, whatever you want to call yourself, or just closed-minded. That's usually what I pick, because it's not that you're afraid, it's that you just don't like me, and that's fine, because I don't like you if you're going to treat me like that. I'm off topic again. And there's also not a strict dress code in high school, which is my favorite part, because in my middle school, at least, every time your shorts weren't fingertip length long, you would get a giant red shirt. So basically, in the last couple of weeks of 8th grade, I just wore a red shirt to school, because no matter what, I got a red shirt once. I was wearing jeans, boots, long sleeve shirt with the neck up here like the shirt I'm wearing now, and I still got a red shirt. Yeah. The principal hated me so much. I'm pretty sure she still does, because I made fun of her behind her back. She never wore a bra. She dyed her hair with Kool-Aid, which is cool if you're a teenager. But when you're 40-something, fat, a bitch, not cool. And the next thing for the first day of school, it's really just a chance to make new friends, which I've said several times at this point. But it's really important to make friends on your first day, so that you have someone to sit with on the other days during lunch, someone to sit with in class, so you're not that one person all alone eating your lunch in the bathroom, because that is sad. That's sad, and you don't want to be that person. So the next kind of set of tips are for during the year. The first tip, which is probably the most important, if you talk to someone in the middle of a hallway, I will push you. Don't be that person standing in the middle of the hallway making out with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. I don't really care. Don't do that. I don't want to see your tongue. I don't want to see your tongue in their mouth. I don't want to see their tongue in your mouth. I don't want to see their hands on your butt. Please move to somewhere that's quieter, that there's not as many people, so I don't have to see that. I don't want to see it. Pretty sure no one else wants to see it. We don't need free porn. Let's just leave it at that. Now also, a great thing to do during your freshman year is to join clubs, because that's a great way to make friends. It looks really good for college if you start something in your freshman year and you continue it all the way up to your senior year, because that shows commitment, and colleges love commitment. I toured a bunch of colleges when I was in California last week, and the number one thing that I took away is that if you start something and stick with it, it looks really good. Really good. It's like, I've been in GSA, which is the Gay Straight Alliance Club, since 7th grade. So by the time I graduate from high school, I've been in that club for 6 years, which sounds kind of crazy, but I love it. I love it so much. Last year I was treasurer. I'm thinking about running for president this year. And once you get the chance to be an officer of your club, that shows leadership. So leadership and commitment are big things that colleges look for. The next tip is to really focus on your grades. Freshman year isn't a time to slack off because you think, oh, I'm just a freshman. Colleges do look at freshman year. I know my freshman year was not that great. I was in the hospital for a while, and I ended up getting medicals for all the first quarter, which means that my grades didn't count. That was not fun. Really focus on your grades because they do matter. Don't be the person trying to have the best social life. And also, don't be so focused on getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever. It's really not that important. It's like, yes, you might meet the love of your life in high school, but shouldn't your future be more important than someone you're probably only going to date for like 2 days and then break up with? Or have them dump you because you're so focused on them? The most important tip I have for you is don't try to fit in. Celebrate your individuality, your idiosyncrasies, which for all of you is just the unique little things that only certain people do, but nobody else does. That's what an idiosyncrasy is. Yeah, don't try to fit in. It makes you boring. I don't like boring people. Go away, boring people. And I already went over, don't focus on relationships because they're honestly not that important. The next tip is to be yourself and to ignore peer pressure, because peer pressure is a horrible, dangerous thing that can really either ruin your life or ruin you. It's like your reputation is pretty much everything in high school. And I don't mean like what do you look like to your friends. I mean like to your teachers, to the principal, to your parents or guardians or whoever you live with, and to colleges. High school is really about preparing for college, and if you screw up, like you post pictures of yourself drinking on Instagram, colleges will find that, the police will find that, and you can be arrested for underage drinking. Don't be that person. Don't be the person who gets their stomach pumped or gets alcohol poisoning and then dies. Don't be the person getting high every day, skipping class, and watching your future drain with the smoke that's coming out of your mouth. Don't be that person. And my last tip is, it gets better. Just remember that it always can get better. This was one of my biggest problems freshman year, because I was stuck in this place where I didn't see any way out, and if I had, my grades would have been better, I would have been a lot happier, and my life just would have been better. So remember, it does improve. Life always can improve. Yes, it may suck sometimes, but it's not going to suck forever. So just remember that. So now this video is like 13 minutes long, so I'm going to sign off. I love all of you, no matter your sexuality, race, creed, whatever. I don't really care. I'm me. You're you. That's all we can ask for. I just really hope this helped all of you, because this really would have helped me. I wish I could have done something like this and known all these tips my freshman year, because my freshman year would have been a lot better if I had. So I love all of you to the moon and back, and then to the sun and back, and then all the way around the sun, and every other super long light year distance that you can think of. I love all of you so much. Like, really, you guys are my life now, because I don't have any friends, because I'm always filming YouTube videos. So I really hoped you guys enjoyed this video, that some of you at least found it helpful, and if you already went back to school, sorry. I haven't yet, so I figured I'd make this video while we still can. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye!